welcome back to the Bookkeepers Club. I am Keisha, aka the Bookkeeper. Thank you guys for tuning in for my second book review. You've already clicked on the title, you already know what this book is, and yes, I fell into the Colleen Hoover trance, okay? Before I get into this book review, I want to say thank you to everyone that watched the first video. Thank you for all your feedback, your comments, your likes, your subscriptions. It means the world to me. I appreciate it. I just love reading, and I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I do, and I have fun making these videos, and I just want to share my passion with the world. And that's all. So thank you very much for that, and I hope that you continue to watch and our community continues to grow. With that being said, you saw the title. I fell for it. Verity. Yes, the muchly talked about, very highly rated and recommended Verity by Colleen Hoover. So I'm in Walmart. I'm there for groceries. I'm not supposed to be in the book section. Anyway, some kind of way I end up over there. I see a whole section of only Colleen Hoover books. So I'm reading the back of each one. I'm like, I got some books coming in. Need something to hold me over while my shipment comes. So I said, all right, am I going to give in to Book Talk, BookTube, Facebook reading books groups, everybody that's talking about the Colleen Hoover craze? At first I didn't want to, because I'm like, this author is there. She has so much energy, and she has us readers in a chokehold right now. I said I kind of wanted to wait, because I didn't want the hype of her to have my expectations super high, and then I'd be let down if it's not good. Also, I don't typically read romance, so yeah, I was taking my time with this author, but I ended up falling into it, and I purchased the book. Again, I chose that book. I chose Verity because of the synopsis. It wasn't necessarily just a romance. It was a romance thriller. This was my first thriller read that I've ever read. I told you guys I typically go to like urban fiction, but I wanted to open my palette a little. And for me to break my thriller virginity, this book did not let me down at all. Okay, so let's get into it. Verity is about a young author. Her name is Lowen. Lowen is struggling. Lowen is in kind of a dark place in her life. She just lost her mom. She got some financial issues. Her advance from her last book is running out, and she's just trying to make things meet. So she has a meeting with her agent to meet with someone about a book opportunity that he believes that she'll be interested in. She's not in a place to tell anyone no, because she doesn't have no money. So with that said, she goes to the meeting. Before she gets to the meeting, on her way there, there's like this freak accident that happens, and because of it, she runs into like a good Samaritan that helps her get cleaned up. And in this interaction, this encounter, she could tell that there's like this instant attraction to this good Samaritan. She sees like his soul. His name is Jeremy, and she sees Jeremy, like the darkness in him and maybe the pain inside of him, and she recognizes it because of her own pain. So with that said, they meet, they link up. He helps her get out of the situation, or just calm herself from the freak accident that happened right in front of her eyes, and they go about their way. Once she's inside the building for her meeting, she realizes that the meeting that she has with her agent is also with Jeremy. Jeremy's wife is named Verity. She is a very successful author, and she has become very sick and ill. The world doesn't know the extent of her injuries. They just know that she's sick, and that's all they're telling her. So in the meeting, basically they would like for Lowen to finish out her contract series. It's about 3 books, and the author's not going to be able to finish the book. So they asked her to come on as a co-writer and to finish out the series. So Lowen's a little taken aback, and like, why me? Because she doesn't consider herself anyone. She just doesn't have that much confidence in her writing abilities and who she is. So she ends up, the guy Jeffrey, I keep calling this guy Jeffrey, his name is Jeremy. So Jeremy talks to her one-on-one, tells her that the wife requested her directly, that she actually loves one of the books that she wrote in, and they want her for that reason. So she accepts, because they offer her an amount of money that she cannot let go, and she needs it. So one of the things is he asks for her to come. Jeremy asks Lowen to move in with them, or to come stay a couple of nights, so that she could go through Verity's manuscripts and just kind of get inside her head to see the direction of where they want to take the next 3 series. So Lowen agrees. She's getting kicked out her place. She has nowhere to go, so she goes and she stays there. It's supposed to be for 3 nights so that she could read these manuscripts and get an idea of what Verity wants. She gets to the house. She finds out Verity is in a much deeper condition, sickness than what they thought, and that is going to be a lot on her. So as she's there, she's going through the manuscripts, and as she continues to go through the manuscript, she stumbles across a autobiography manuscript. Once she starts reading that, it puts her into a whole nother world of what's really going on inside these people's household and into the minds of Verity, and it's very disturbing. From there, a lot of shit starts going on, and the story gives you thriller. Okay, that's as much as I'm gonna give it. At the end, you got thriller, and if you like thriller, read this book, as I can't give you too much away. All right, I don't want to give you no spoilers alerts. But with that said, I would rate this book 10 stars if they had it, but definitely she gets 5 out of 5. Okay. If you like, it wasn't fast paced, right? It was evenly paced at a very nice slow tempo. But if you like suspense and wanting to know what happens next and on the edge of your seat, like, I don't know what's going on, this book is for you. Every chapter left you like, no, I have to read another one. I got finished reading this book in a day and a half, okay? I couldn't put it down. After working 8 hours a day, as soon as I clocked out of the computer, I went and grabbed my wine. I got some wine right here. You gon' need some wine reading this book, okay? And I don't even drink wine that much, okay? I had this bottle in my refrigerator for about 5 months, and I hope it's good. But you need something, because the way that this lady writes this book is just so disturbingly satisfying, you know? A lot of people I've seen on the reviews or on comments or anything, when they talk about Colleen Hoover, they're saying that she's a bit toxic, or she talks about traumatic things. And I felt guilty for enjoying this as much as I did with everyone in their reviews. I will give a disclaimer and a trigger warning and say, if you are sensitive and you have a faint heart of topics that of darkness, suicide, depression, bad motherly instincts, like blood and very graphic, nasty descriptions, if you are you don't like to read those things, this book is not for you, because it does not shy away from any of those things, okay? Again, but with that said, I enjoyed it. I don't know how much that says about me, but the writing was just so disturbingly satisfying, right? Because you're inside like 3 people minds at one, even one mind that can't talk, Verity. You get an inside look in how her mind really thinks, or what you think she thinks like anyway. And the writing style of this book, it was one that I've never seen before, but I enjoyed it. I really did, because again, you got like 2 different stories that's being written that intertwines together as one, and it was just fucking awesome. Okay, that's all I got to say. I enjoy the depthness that you got of each character. Even, again, Verity, one who doesn't talk and she can't even tell her own story, but through the writing in her autobiography that she's written and that Lowen has got her hands on, you get to learn so much about her. And the other characters, I just became so invested, and I was on such an emotional roller coaster, because one moment I was rooting for one character, the next moment I'm like, I don't like this character no more. Then after that, with the end, the Lowen and Jeremy, if they, you know, they make it work, but then you feel like maybe Verity was done wrong, even though all the while you're hating Verity from page 5 to the very almost end. Like, it was just crazy. It definitely kept my gut on edge, and I just really enjoyed the book. Okay, that was my first thriller, and I'm going to be reading really a lot more. That was my first book by Miss Colleen Hoover, and I'm going to be reading a lot more. I might in her acknowledgments, yes, I'm the person that reads the acknowledgments. Hold on, because the book, I know I'm not the only person that smelled my book pages. Like, it just smells so good. But in her acknowledgments, Miss Colleen Hoover said that Verity was her first book written of this kind, that normally she writes romances, but this was more of a romance thriller, and that this was her first book. I wanted to say, you brilliantly aced this assignment. I love it, and I'm looking forward to reading more thrillers. Like, this was just very well executed. that's all I could say, is that it was very much executed. It gave me so much guilty pleasure. I like the realness in the characters. Some of them have like they may do inappropriate things, and when we say it out loud or you witness it, you're like, but you know, deep down inside, you yourself have done some inappropriate things or thought inappropriate thoughts. It gave me spicy. The spicy was good. I like the spicy, sexy, erotic, whatever you want to talk about, call it. It had it. It was good. What else? Yeah. Again, just very disturbingly creepy. Even the opening scene, it was very graphic. I don't know if it needed to be that bad, but it probably did, because that's what lets you. It puts you in the atmosphere of these characters and the darkness that themselves are in, right? And darkness attracts darkness. You know, we attract what we are. So I get it. I enjoyed it. Again, if you don't like those type of books, this probably wouldn't be the one for you. Maybe you could hop over to another one of her books. But this suspense, I could think it was like a suspense thriller. It was a romance thriller is what it's labeled as. And it was just really, really good. I have not I'm satisfied. I don't regret these $10 spent at all at Walmart. I'm gonna be lending it to a friend. We're kind of gonna do a swap. She has It Ends With Us, and so we're gonna do a swap. I'll read that sometime. That's not gonna be my next book review, because I do have an order of books coming in that I had got from the book outlet that I told you guys about. And no, I'm not getting paid to promote them. It's just free advertisement for them. But because you guys are part of this community now, I do want to let you know, if you've checked it out, you see that the prices for these books are like unbeatable. And I just want you to know, because I want to encourage you guys and I want to help you read books as affordable as you can. I might try Audible, but I just enjoy having the physical copy of books in my hand, smelling them, holding them. I just want to admire the author's work. So I stick to my buying my physical books from now. And then after that, I just gift it to someone else that loves to read. So it works out for me. On my next shipment of books I have coming in, Butterfly 1 and 2 by Ashley Antoinette. I've read so many books by her. She's one of my favorite authors, but I have not read a lot of books. Don't bash me, but I haven't read any of her books since The Cartel with her husband, right? So this is going to be my first time reading that books that she wrote by herself, and I am looking forward to it, right? How can I be a big fan and I'm just not getting onto it? I'm sorry, but I'm back, right? It doesn't matter how long you stay going away from your love. As long as you come back, that's all that matters. And so I got 1 and 2 Butterfly coming in. I have a book titled Her Little Secrets, or All Her Little Secrets. I forgot the author of that, but it looks very promising. And also My Sister, the Serial Killer, or My Sister is a Serial Killer, something of that nature. But the synopsis on that seems really interesting. And because Miss Colleen Hoover got me now in a chokehold on the thriller world, it's more of a thriller kind of concept. I'm going to read that one next. So that's going to be my next book. So if you have it, if you got your hands on it, if you want to read it with me and we could do this review, together at the same time and share our thoughts, I encourage you to do so. If you've already read it, leave the comments below. Let me know what you liked about that book. But that's going to be our next read. So I plan to have that up in about a week or two, because it depends on how good it is. If it's good, I'm going to be reading really, really fast, right? So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your other book lovers, and thank you. Tune in to the next one. Goodbye.